Hi guys, in this video I want to talk about unfinished projects, game dev projects, and how it affects you. Is there like a mental toll? So what's inspired this for me is a couple of days ago, at the end of last weekend, I felt like I wasn't making any progress on my current game, and I just wanted to get something done to feel like I was making some progress. So I thought, okay, I've got an afternoon ahead of me. Let's try and make something. I thought, I wonder if I can put together a complete game. I failed. So I started work on this little kind of ocean cleanup game, and I put in a few mechanics which I hadn't done before. I was using it as like a test bed to try some new stuff. Now that was cool. It made me feel good at the time to make some progress on it. But towards the end of the day, I realized I wasn't going to get it done. And I said at the end of that devlog, how's that made me feel? Am I glad that I did it or not? And I wasn't really sure at the time. Looking back on it now, so it's been a couple of days, I actually think that was a bad idea to do that. Because now I've got this unfinished project which is bugging me. Now, everyone is different. Not everyone is going to work the same way I do. You know, some people I'm sure don't care. So there'll be some people who find it really valuable to perhaps do loads of prototypes for different things. And one thing that I have is I've got this kind of sandbox project in Unity where I'll just play around with something in a scene, and that in hindsight is probably what I should have done. I probably should have just created a scene in there and just played around with some mechanics, but I specifically wanted to kind of create something that I could finish. I wanted to do a game, which is why I started this new project. But the problem I have now is that I'm not in a position to finish that game. I've still got my previous one, Toasty Tumble, and again this one is kind of annoying because it's my first game in Unity. I managed to get the actual mechanics of the game done pretty quickly, but then everything just kind of slowed right down because I've still got so much to learn. So for me, it's something, it takes this kind of mental toll. It's like it feels draining. It's bugging me. It's there at the back of my mind constantly. And I've always had this issue with everything. And this is not exclusive to game dev. You know, it's like I've got a garden that's a mess, and I keep thinking, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And I've got little projects around the home that I've started and think, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I did something with this room, and I start working on it and then I don't finish, and then it's just annoying me because I know I haven't finished. And this is a very common thing. It's easy to start something new because it feels exciting, right? And when I first started working on that little game at the weekend, yeah, it was exciting to do something new. It's like, oh, this is cool. You know, I got to play around with some new graphics from this asset pack that I'd bought. But you hit that kind of middle stage, or you run out of time, which is what I did on that day. And then suddenly it's like, oh, now I've got this unfinished thing. So this kind of leads me in nicely to what I'm going to be doing next. So this weekend I'm entering my very first game jam. So by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Caroline. I've just started teaching myself game dev about 2.5 months ago. So I've been a software developer for many years, but game dev is something I've always wanted to do, but I've only really toyed with. And it's only in the last couple of months, since the beginning of March, that I really started to focus on it intently. So game jams, this is something which is new to me. I had heard of them before, and honestly it's a little bit scary because generally speaking I'm not someone that does well with pressure of a deadline, but I think in this case it's actually going to be useful. So I have deliberately picked a long one. It's a 10-day game dev. I keep saying game dev. It's a 10-day game jam, and I think it's also very beginner friendly. It's hosted by Gamedev.tv, so they are a website that offers lots of courses, and many of them are aimed at beginners. And I'm actually working through one of their beginner courses at the moment, which I picked up on Udemy, which is their kind of like a 2D intro to Unity on there. So far I think it's got something like 2,000 entries, so it's going to be absolutely huge. And honestly, I don't care at all about like the ratings or anything like that. The main reason I'm joining it is because they offer a free course for anyone that actually completes or submits a game. Whether or not it's complete or not, I don't know. But I think this is going to be quite interesting for me. So 10 days is plenty of time for me to create something, and at least then I know that I'm going to have something that will be finished, even if it doesn't feel completely finished. It's something that I can say, right, this is this project, it's done, and I can park it. And I'm now thinking this might be quite a useful thing to do on a regular basis if I get that feeling again where I feel like my progress is slowing down, where I'm a little bit stuck, maybe I'm a little bit bored of my current project. I mean, there's so many game jams. I was, blown away by how many there are. I mean, obviously, I've not been around this space for very long, so I don't know how things were before. But from what I understand, game jam, God, I can't say the word. Game jam started off as kind of more of a hackathon type thing where everyone like meets together in this big space, and they're all kind of around working in teams, working together. Whereas I think since the pandemic in particular, most of them have just gone online only now. And so of course it's quite common for people to do work on their own. So I don't work well in a team, so I'll be definitely doing my game solo. So for me, the actual jam participation as such is really just going to be a case of being involved in the Discord channel, perhaps posting on the forum, but basically it's just going to be me doing a solo game to a specific theme within a time budget. And I think this is going to be a useful thing going forwards, so I could if I like the experience, if I don't find it too stressful, and if I end up with a completed game at the end of it, then yeah, I think it's something that I might do on a regular basis, just to break out of a rut, just to get the creative juices flowing, try something new. Yeah, so that's really all I wanted to say in this video. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Are you somebody who's got a load of unfinished projects? How do you feel about it? Does it bother you, or do you not care? Do you prefer to just start up these little projects so you can try new things and then just run with the ideas that work? Or are you somebody like me that feels like, oh my god, I must finish it, if I start it I must finish it? So I'll be interested to know your comments. So that's all I wanted to say. Just a short video today. Thanks very much for watching. Speak to you next time.